I mean, part of the joy of the shun is that they have the free sharpening, right? All I have to do is just mail it to them and get it done. Um, but then every time I contemplate it, I'm like, okay, I've got to find all the paperwork, and then I have to have like the whatever ID numbers that you need um, to put on the forms to send that in, and then I need to have a box for it, and then I need to get to the mail place, and it's such a process, and so I don't do it. It is, yeah. The last time I got it done, I cheated and I just sent it to Miss Vella because at the time she lived close to the Shun factory, so she was able to just take it and do it for me. uh, I think I need a bowl to put all this in to make room so I can cut the rest. Welcome back. What'd you get for breakfast? Ooh, very nice. I know it. Good. So, Dari, you didn't tell me how life is going. How is life going? It's just us friends here, Dari. Throw it down. What you got? Let's not sterilize it. I think inappropriate is what is appropriate here, so. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think once we get to a certain age, and I know I'm only in my 40s and there's a lot of life left and all that good jazz, but a lot of my life feels like trying to resolve the outcomes of situations I got myself into based off of the decisions that I made, you know? Um, Trying to make the best of the life that is possible based off of the previous choices that I made that may or may not have been wise. Yeah, they don't have it. Damn it. Um, I don't know how comfortable you are talking about mental health stuff, but seeing as how that's a thing for me, when you choose a mental health, and I know that the medical care system in Canada is very different than the states, um, but when you choose a mental health professional, what are you looking at to choose one that you think may work for you? I am For me personally, I find that knowing what their guiding theory is very useful. But I recognize that if you don't know anything about the different guiding theories, that may not have meaning for a lot of people, you know? Um, so a lot of times my criteria will come down to, okay, what is their guiding principle? Because that gives me an idea of the shape of how they will conduct therapy and what in their minds um, will lead to positive mental health. I was actually talking to my sister because she is about to apply for the counseling department um, down there at the school that I went to school at. And we started talking about guiding theories. Um, and she was curious about what guiding theory I chose and whatnot. We were talking about what she was going to choose. Um, that class, we learned about the different guiding theories that they offered courses in. Um, and during that semester, the professor of that class was like, okay, you guys need to pick a guiding theory, and that would kind of shape the rest of our time in college and what courses we would end up taking to support the techniques and whatnot that we were going to be moving towards. Um, and I went to him one day and I was like, how am I supposed to choose between these different theories? And he said, well, learn about them and then pick the one that most closely aligns with um, your perspective and understanding of the mind and how it works and whatnot. Okay? And I just blinked at him because I was like, but that makes no sense to me. I said, I'm not trying to work with my mind. So what my opinion is on how the mind works doesn't make sense as a place to start from. Shouldn't I be starting from wherever the client, what they believe is the way that the world and the mind functions? Doesn't that make more sense? You know, and most people who go to therapy don't have any knowledge of the different theories and the differences of them. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Yeah. I understand. Is it? Yeah, that's a hard place to be. That's a very hard place to be. Um, there is a psychological theory called integrative theory. And I was fascinated by integrative therapy because they that's exactly what they do. They take each client individually, they learn about the way your mind works and what your perspective is, and then they fit their therapy to you. Um, the school I went to does not offer a degree in integrative therapy, and based on what my sister was saying, they're actually they're very against integrative therapy. They don't think it can go well. And one of the things that I did hear from someone who was very knowledgeable about integrative therapy is that it is impossible to come out of college at a master's degree level with the ability to appropriately practice integrative therapy. That generally it will take you years and years of working in the field, going to seminars, learning, and continuing before you can ever claim to be an integrative therapist. Because in order to get through college and learn enough to begin practicing, you focus in one area, you specialize in that one area. And integrative is so much more broad, right? It's all of them. It's having your hand in all of the different theories, and no college at a master's level is going to be able to provide you with the education you would need to be able to do that appropriately. Um, it's too large. So I guess what I'm saying is I made it complicated, just like I always do. So even in that field, I made it overly complicated. And I chose the hardest thing. But it's what made sense to me. She wants to do play therapy with a family and or a focus in family. She's such a beautiful person. All right, we have finished our onions. And therefore, I think we're at a place where we need to get started with the curry. going to start getting that pan heated up. And as soon as that's hot enough, we'll start. Shit. You know, we're going to feed Penny. Um, Main cam. Uh, it's based on my own personal experience and observations. It seems to me that we all, yeah, it's a skill, right? It's practiced skill. And even if it's not up to snuff at the moment, it doesn't mean it won't be. Um, and if it's something you're passionate about, then you will put the work and the time and the effort in, and it will be good. I think that people in general want to be, I don't want to say useful because that's not the right word, but they want to have meaning. They want to be connected. To be productive is a very positive feeling. Um, and those of us who have things that get in the way of us feeling as if we can be a valued part of the world at large or the people we care about or whatever it is that we tend to focus that as. Dari, send it to me. I'll give you honest feedback. Yeah, you got people right here. Um, and the thing is, we can be. We can be. We are important. We we do have something to offer, right? And we want to offer it. But the structure of our society makes it to where even those who want to be productive can't always participate in the way that other people want them to. I was trying to talk to somebody one time about the issue as I see it. And I mentioned that, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I will give you honest feedback, Dari, because that's what I always look for. When I feed people, I don't want them to say it's good if they don't like it. I want them to say what they like. I want them to say what they don't. Right? All of it is important. All of the feedback. I'm not going to be an asshole and just be critical for being the sake of being critical. I'm not going to look for what's wrong with it. But I can give you my response to it as a piece of art. Um, I was trying to have a conversation with someone one day about how Yeah, W is. Yeah, W is. Yeah. Gotcha. Um, I was trying to explain that it is a luxury to be able to have the ability to go to the local convenience store down the road and get a job. It's not a desirable job. It's not what I want to do, right? But the ability to do it, that is a luxury. The person that I said it to told me that that was a naive and childish um, understanding, or I can't remember how it was worded, but that it was a naive perspective. And I disagree wholeheartedly. I think it is a luxury to even be able to do that. It's not what you want to do. It's not what I want to do. But when I had children who needed to be fed, and I had no way on my own to meet their needs, I would have gone anywhere. I would have done anything. I think that particular person took it as a personal slight that I was saying it, though, because they did have more of an ability to work in those types of environments, but chose not to. And so I think it felt personal to them that I was saying that. I wasn't talking about it as a personal thing for them. I was trying to explain a different perspective. And this is why the conversation of privilege goes sideways so often, right? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. I don't know how quickly I'll be able to get to it, but I will get to it. It does, Dr. Optimal. It's been weaponized. It has been weaponized, and that is a tragedy because it's not supposed to be a weapon. It's not supposed to be a negative. It's not supposed to dismiss um, someone else's experience or work or struggles or trial, right? When somebody else has worked their ass off for something, saying that they innately had privilege, that is what gets people upset because they feel as if it diminishes the amount of work and effort that they put forward. That is not what privilege is about. That's not what the conversation of privilege was supposed to be about. It is how it's used currently. And that is a tragedy. I don't want somebody to feel guilty. Um, That is an excellent question. What format is it in? Dari? It's in Google form. I can do Google Docs. So why don't we DM after stream about sharing through Google Docs? I have a book section. Okay. I do, Dr. Optimal, I do understand the response to it. I do understand. Good. I do understand that it has been used as a weapon. Um, I actually just posted in the books channel yesterday. Um, I don't blame people for getting upset when the word comes into a conversation because they expect an attack, because that is accurate to what has been happening. Um, but that's not, it's not what it's supposed to be. When things that should be a conversation between us to create understanding and compassion, and instead they get used. No, I know. It's a lot. I know. Yeah, yeah. I don't worry about that at all. Um, I have every channel but my own muted, and I'm barely in any. I have a few channels. I never look at any of them except my own. Yeah, that's too much. It's way too much. But if you could. No sticking chicken. No sticking. I need to get that can of coconut milk open. No, no, they didn't. No, they didn't, Debbie. They didn't. I ordered the bone-in, and they brought boneless, skinless. Um, so no, they did not bring me the right one, as a matter of fact, and I reported it to them. Yeah. So no worries. They did fuck it up. Yeah. I had to. I know. I had to turn off like notifications in Twitch, in all the other Discord channels, because my phone just would never shut up.